covering Northern California. You're watching Action News Now, coverage you can count on.
If you're a veteran, you're not alone. I guarantee you healing is possible.
Searching for solace after service. New at 6, we show you why some vets are turning to psychedelics. And a local business has been targeted not once but twice. Tonight, we look at the leads being tracked down. But first, the first ever Firewise community in the state is still battling to bring back insurance agencies to the Ridge. The nonprofit organization Rebuild Paradise Foundation is finally seeing success in its battle against the insurance crisis on the Ridge.
Action News Now reporter Sade Pullen joins us out there live in Paradise along Skyway. So what did the foundation accomplish, Sade?
Yes, Haley. So they were able to convince Mercury Insurance to once again write new policies for homeowners, for some homeowners here in Paradise. Jen Goodland, the executive director for Rebuild Paradise Foundation, tells me that ever since the campfire 6 years ago, a lot of insurance companies have refused to write policies for homeowners in Paradise. And we've been reporting over the past couple years that many large insurance companies are halting or limiting insurance policies here and across the entire state due to wildfire risk and high rebuilding cost. But Goodland says after the campfire, the Rebuild Paradise Foundation led the charge in starting Firewise communities, and many new homes on the Ridge should not be considered high fire risk like the town once was. Goodland tells me that her team invited Mercury reps on a tour to Paradise to show them just that on October 21st. That's when Mercury decided to start writing policies here once again for certain homeowners.
They are wanting, to be safe with who they're insuring, right? There's still risk, and so they can't just write our whole town. They can only write a percentage of the homes. So if you are currently on Fair Plan in a newly stick-built house and you have defensible space, those are who they're writing policies for. And right now we're just having people contact our foundation. If you were to go to a broker, typically it's showing Mercury is not writing policies. So we are kind of helping vet.
Goodland says since the Mercury team toured Paradise, they have already signed around 50 new home insurance policies here, and they plan on doing around 200 more in the near future. Goodland says that homeowners can save around $5,000 when they switch to Mercury Insurance versus the California Fair Plan. Reporting live in Paradise, I'm Sade Pullen with Action News Now.
Thanks, Sade. Goodland says that Mercury Insurance has also insured her newly built home in Paradise, and it's already saving her money.
An officer-involved shooting ended with a Yuba County deputies arresting a man they say was threatening others with a gun. Deputies rushed to the scene after a woman called 911 from a home on Fleming Way in Olivehurst. And when deputies arrived, they say they found Andrew Schrader severely intoxicated and making threats with a gun. The deputies say Schrader reached for his gun, prompting one officer to fire at him. He was not hit, however. Two other officers, though, did deploy their less lethal weapons and then arrested him.
Heads up if you use Highway 299. Crews just lifted a one-lane traffic control after a landslide partially shut down the highway there. Around 5 today, Caltrans shut down the westbound lane of Highway 299 about 4 miles from the Shasta-Trinity County line due to about 350 cubic yards of dirt and debris in the roadway. Crews cleared the road within an hour, but will be monitoring that area into tomorrow. Cold and windy to start our Friday. This is some video I took a little bit earlier today in Chico. The wind moving some holiday decorations around out there, and it hasn't really improved very much since.
Holiday decorations that include a 17-foot tall skeleton.
Why not, right?
Why
Make
not?
the most of them.
Let's check in now with Chief Meteorologist Howie Gordon.
Yeah, we're still on the breezy side. Rain's kind of been light today, but still, it was heavier earlier this morning, but we're still looking at showers on the radar, and really larger plumes should be heading our way, keeping our rain going pretty much right through the weekend until we finally get to dry off. So we saw nearly half an inch of rain earlier today in the low-lying areas, more than that, maybe closer to an inch, inch and a half in some of those higher elevations. Our snow levels right now are 7,000 feet and even higher, but they'll come down by Sunday to about 5,000 feet as that cooler air surges deeper into the state from the north with these storms. Here's our visibility. Yeah, visibility's in some locations already not that good, and they'll probably decrease in terms of visibility going down as we get later tonight. Here we are in the mid-50s, but winds right now on the lighter side, but they're going to pick up again. We'll talk more about it.
All right, thanks, Howie.
Thieves targeted a nonprofit BMX track that is in Shasta Lake, and it happened twice this week. Action News Now reporter Blake Mayfield is live at Boomtown BMX. Blake, at 5 you told us that the owner is installing cameras to deter future crime, but does the sheriff's office have any leads on who took the 4 bikes and the lawn equipment that happened this week?
Haley, as of today, as of now, the Shasta County Sheriff's Office is still determining and trying to build leads on who not only melted those locks off that Conex box, but I'm not sure if you could see it admittedly, but also made this big hole in the fence that I am walking through right here at Boomtown BMX here in the city of Shasta Lake. Johnny Shaw and his wife, Brenda, have been running the Boomtown BMX track here in the city of Shasta Lake since August. A few days ago, Shaw says he was contacted by the sheriff's office after a deputy discovered the Conex box here at the track was open. Shaw says he and a deputy found 4 loaner BMX bikes, along with a leaf blower and weed eater, missing. Despite a quick fix on the box on Christmas Eve, thieves hit the track again later that night, this time cutting a huge hole in the fence that I just showed you that is to the front entrance of this track here, and they also attempted to steal an air compressor. I asked Shaw if there was anything he wanted to say to the person or people who did this.
That was a complete dirtbag move, and those bikes, they don't belong to me, they belong to the track. They're here for kids that don't have bikes. They're here for kids to experience riding a real race bike on the track, and what you did just sucks.
Shaw estimates the property value of the stolen items totals nearly $5,000. After the first break-in, Shaw says the city of Shasta Lake actually donated some fencing to help him with repairs. Shaw says he has an idea of where one thief may be staying, but he told me he's going to work with the sheriff's office on that and didn't want to publicly disclose any details since it's just a theory. And despite the setbacks, Shaw says that the BMX track here should be ready to go once the BMX season opens here in just a few weeks' time. Reporting live in the city of Shasta Lake, I'm Blake Mayfield, Action News Now.
All right, thanks, Blake. If you have any info on who might be behind these break-ins, you're asked to call the Shasta County Sheriff's Office non-emergency number.
After 24 years of service, CAL FIRE Butte County Captain Alejandro Jano Seis is retiring, but not without a proper send-off. First, take a listen.
We thank him for his unwavering commitment, leadership, and service to the community. His legacy of courage, compassion, and professionalism will continue to inspire us all. Congratulations on your well-deserved retirement, Captain Seis.
He served the community of Paradise, then CAL FIRE, and was a key member of the peer support and critical incident debriefing teams, helping fellow workers and the community through the campfire. So congratulations to Captain Seis.
A group called Chicoans Against Financial Mismanagement will be shelling out more than $36.6 thousand to pay for the city of Chico's attorney fees following a lengthy lawsuit. We told you back in late August 2022 when former Chico Mayor Carl Ori sued the city on behalf of the group, claiming the city improperly rejected an argument that he submitted for the voter guide opposing Measure H. The group says its argument should have been picked to accompany Measure H on the ballot because a, quote, bona fide association of citizens submitted it. Well, the city said Ori did not correctly or clearly submit the argument as a bona fide association of citizens, and the trial court agreed. In November 2022, the city filed suit asking that Ori and his group pay associated legal fees because the city says their argument was brought in bad faith. Well, the courts agreed with the city, and though Ori and his group appealed, they recently lost that appeal and will pay the city's legal expense. The homeless crisis is getting even worse, with more than 18% more people on the streets this year than last across the nation. That comes on top of a 12% increase in 2023, which the Department of Housing and Urban Development blamed on soaring rent and the end of pandemic assistance. Well, this year, the department blames a lack of affordable housing, natural disasters, and a surge of migrants. The surveys taken across the country can miss people, and often they don't take into account those staying with friends or family. And California, the most populous state in the U.S., continues to have the nation's largest homeless population. However, Los Angeles did see a drop of 5% of unsheltered homelessness since 2023.
New at 6, can psychedelic drugs safely help veterans overcome PTSD? Action News Now reporter Alejandro Mejia spoke with one veteran who believes the controversial treatment option could save lives.
About 3.5 years ago, when I sat with these medicines, it completely saved and changed my life. So now I can actually enjoy the holidays. I'm not depressed. I'm not overly drinking.
That was Matthew Wiz Buckley, a retired Navy fighter pilot and the founder of the No Fallen Heroes Foundation. Buckley told me loud noises and the smell of fireworks are just a few of the reasons many vets across the nation struggle with post-traumatic stress during the holidays. But for Buckley, he found a solution that changed his life.
I got 40 years of therapy in 12 to 14 hours. I came home a completely different human being.
That thing that made him a completely different human being was psychedelic-assisted treatment. The treatment starts with the person ingesting the psychedelic substance under the supervision of a trained therapist. For Buckley's treatment, he was given ibogaine, which comes from the bark of the iboga tree. Buckley says he's experienced an array of trauma in his past, like sexual abuse, losing his sister to a drunk driver, and losing 16 brothers who served in the Navy during his 15 years of service. But psychedelic-assisted treatment wasn't an overnight fix.
It's not fun. It's not recreational. It was one of the most challenging experiences of my life.
No Fallen Heroes offers grants to vets and first responders to get psychedelic treatment. Psychedelic therapy is illegal at a federal level, but there are a few places across the nation that offer the service, including Denver and Oakland. But with President-elect Trump's cabinet pick Robert F. Kennedy Jr. expressing support for psychedelic therapy and the VA announcing funding for its first study on psychedelic-assisted therapy, Buckley has hope it can become more accessible. Reporting in Chico, Alejandro Mejia, Action News Now.
If you want to learn more about the No Fallen Heroes Foundation, we've got you covered. You can head to actionnewsnow.com, click on the news links on our page. We're just hours from a historic jackpot drawing. New at 6 will break down what this money means for schools across the state.
Plus,
I get to facilitate a team and work together to do something that none of us could do on our own.
I'll introduce you to some ambitious local teens who want to help you haul off that Christmas tree when we come back.